Today, I'm giving you one deceptively simple habit to crush procrastination forever. Let's dive straight into it. The habit that will fundamentally change your relationship with tasks you dread. That habit is 2-minute rule. The idea is incredibly straightforward. Whatever task you are avoiding, that report, that workout, that difficult conversation, preparation, well, just commit to working on it for just 2 minutes. Set an actual time. After those 2 minutes are up, you have full, guilt free permission to stop if you still want to. So, why does this tiny commitment unleash such a massive power against procrastination? Well, first, destroys that activation energy. Think of starting a task like pushing a bulldozer. Initial push requires the most effort, the highest activation energy. The 2-minute rule makes that initial push so small that it is so ridiculously easy. Your brain resistance circuit barely even register it as a threat. 2 minutes, your mind will say, I can do that. Second, it hijacks Newton's first law for your brain, which is momentum. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion. Getting started is always the hardest part. Once you begin, even for just 120 seconds, you have broken the inertia. You're in motion. And very often that initial micro effort make continuing feel far less daunting than starting from dead stop. Now those 2 minutes frequently, almost magically stretches sometime to 5, 10, or even a full work session. The third is it delivers instant gratification and rewires your reward system. Every time you complete a 2-minute session, even if you stop right after, you have kept a promise to yourself. That's a small win. Your brain releases a little dopamine, which feels good and reinforces the behavior. You start associating starting with a positive feeling, not just dread. Fourth, it's universally applicable. Worried about that complex report? Commit to opening that document or writing just one sentence for at least 2 minutes. Dreading your workout? Well, put on your workout clothes and do 2 minutes of stretching. Let's see where that leads. Need to learn a new language? Open the app and do one lesson for 2 minutes. It's a master key for unlocking actions on virtually any task that feels overwhelming. Now, the 2-minute rule gets you started, and that's very huge. But the real game changer inside, the reason this is a forever solution and not just a quick trick, is that the 2-minute rule actively rewires your brain's conditioned respond to difficult or avoided tasks, and it reshapes your very own identity. Think about it. Before, the mere thought of dreadful task might have triggered feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, or incompetence. Your brain learned to associate that task with negative emotions, leading to avoidance. But by consistently engaging with tasks for just 2 minutes, you're feeding your brain new data. You're creating new neural pathways that link that task not with overwhelming dread, but with a small, manageable action and a feeling of accomplishment. This is where the identity shift happens. Every time you apply the 2-minute rule and start, you're casting a vote for being an action taker. You're no longer a person who always procrastinate on reports. You become the person who always starts their report with quick 2-minute burst. I remember when I was trying to build a consistent writing habit for this channel. The idea of just writing for an hour felt impossible. Self-doubt was loud. But write for 2 minutes, I could always do that. Some days it was only 2 minutes. But many days, those 2 minutes bleed into an hour, and that hour becomes a good deep work. More importantly, the dread just vanished. I wasn't fighting myself anymore. I had become, through these tiny actions, a writer who writes consistently, week after week. That identity shift is an ultimate procrastination crusher, and I've been doing it for almost 6 months now. So, the 2 minute rule isn't magic. It's deceptively simple, neurologically smart too. By committing to just 2 minutes, you diminish intimidation, build unstoppable momentum, and fundamentally transform your habit of avoidance into deeply ingrained habit of consistent action. That is how you truly crush procrastination. Not just for a day, but really for a good. All right, let's hit some common question about this topic. Question number one: what if I still don't feel like continuing after just 2 minutes? Well, I think that's perfectly fine. Seriously, the rule gives you permission to stop. You still win because you committed for 2 minutes and you did 2 minutes. So if you cannot go more than 2 minutes, that's okay. In your brain, you still wins. Often that makes starting again next time even easier. So no guilt. Question number two: does the 2 minute rule work for a really big, complex project that seems impossible? And my answer is absolutely yes. It is specifically powerful for those. Apply it to the very first tiny step. Open the project planning software. Brainstorm 3 ideas for 2 minutes. Research one tiny piece of information for just 2 minutes. Break it down microscopically and see where it leads you. Question number three: is this just a mind trick or does it lead to lasting real change? My answer to this is it starts as a brilliant mind trick to bypass your brain's natural resistance. But by consistently doing it, you are forging new neural pathway into your brain and building a new, powerful, and lasting habit of taking immediate action. Now, that is real and a sustainable change. All right, so if you are ready to crush procrastination, here's my challenge to you. Pick one task you've been avoiding and apply that 2 minute rule to it right now. You can tell me about that task in the comment below. So for the last few days, you have noticed little change in my delivery. I call it like a straightforward delivery where I don't waste any time in introduce the topic and the history or the reason behind why I'm doing it. And I'm assuming that if someone clicked my video, they already know the introduction. They are here to basically solve the problem. So let's not waste their time in explaining why it is or where does it come from or what's the Oxford or Google dictionary of it. And I try to go straight into the topic. If you guys like this straightforward approach, let me know in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe to Project 2.8 for more direct strategies. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.